hang on and don't look down. We're working in places not for the faint of heart. These are job sites where the commute alone makes most people weak in the knees.
If you're terrified of heights, this is probably not the show for you.
It takes a special breed of person to work all the way up here. You've got to be part tradesman, part acrobat, and just a little bit crazy. These guys routinely go way out on a limb. They work on some American icons, keeping them clean, safe, and in perfect working order. I'm gonna get a taste of what their job is like. First stop, the city of bright lights and big thrills, Las Vegas.
The thrill we're headed towards right now, it's a roller coaster on top of the Stratosphere Hotel. We're not here to ride it, we're here to fix it.
The X-Scream is one of 3 rides on top of the Stratosphere, and it needs fixing.
Vegas never sleeps, and time is completely relative. Behind me, it could be 11 a.m., it could be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It is, in fact, 3:30 in the morning, and I'm on my way to work. The action out here continues. Let's hope I have better luck on the roof.
We'll need more than just lady luck to get this job done safely and on time.
There's actually a short window of time between when we have enough light to work and when the ride has to be open for business. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing, man? I'm Riley.
I'm Steve.
Steve, nice to meet you. They said you're the man. Everybody says it.
Oh, great.
Steve Day has been handling repairs on the X-Scream for 5 years. This amusement park veteran is used to working in hard-to-reach places and under tight deadlines.
Now, what time do we need to be done with this job?
By 10 o'clock, the ride's open to the public. Okay. So hopefully we can be done by, say, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Here's what the paying public wants. A little controlled danger at more than 800 feet above the Las Vegas Strip. One of the main safety measures protecting those people from certain death is this.
It's called an anodyne shock, and it's a dampener that basically when the ride goes to the end of the track, it will hit these dampeners, and instead of it, a sudden jarring to the end of the track, it will stop and it will just lightly hit the physical stop down on the end.
This small spring is one of 2 shocks carefully designed to absorb the energy from a speeding roller coaster full of people. If these shocks ever fail, folks could be in for one really rough ride. So we're going to replace both of the old shocks with new ones.
It's a pretty simple process, just a little bit of manual labor, and you know, it's good for you. So
Sure. That sounds good.
Keeps us young.
Here's how we'll do the swap. First, we'll put a work cart up on the track. Then we'll ride out over the edge of the building, unscrew the old shocks, and screw in a new one. It's as routine as changing a light bulb, if you've ever changed a light bulb while hanging off the top of a 100-story building.
So you've been out there before?
Yeah, a few times.
Is it nice out there?
I try not to think about it. You start worrying about how high you are, you start forgetting about what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but I don't have wings, so.
No. I left my wings at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since we can't fly, we need another way to get to the edge of the track. This cart holds 2 steel baskets, one for Steve and one for me. If there's a problem with the cart, it's a one-way ride for both of us. We've got to make sure these bolts are rock solid.
So that's the slider. That's going to carry our weight, and this will roll us all the way out to the far side.
Yep.
We put the baskets into place on the slider, load our tools, and we're ready to roll. Next stop, right out over the edge. Almost 1,000 feet above the Vegas Strip.
All right.
Okay.
So, there's the object of our desire right there. There's the stoppers we came to change out. Right out here on the end of the ride. So, swap them out before we have a catastrophic failure, because this is really not the spot for a catastrophic failure.
To film the world's toughest fixes, you need the world's toughest cameraman. Out here, getting the shot is a team effort.
You may not have a desk, but you got a hell of an office.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my window in my office is 360 degrees 900 feet above the ground.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah. Can't beat that in New York.
Up here in Steve's office, I'm ready to unscrew the old shock. If I fall, my lanyard attached to the cart is the only thing standing between me and oblivion. This is the kind of place that could make anyone feel a little queasy.
Yeah, do you have people who yak on the rides?
Yeah, we get an occasion, yeah. We get some people that will not fare so well.
Right? Boy, that'd be a surprise. There you are, walking in for your vacation at the Stratosphere. And you catch yak from 900 feet up.
I think I'd want to get hit by a hot dog flying down at 900 feet.
That's rough.
The old shock is out.
One old plunger.
In with the new. It's a tight fit. Screwing it in is really tough. If it's not in just right, the next screams we hear on this ride could be for real.
This is a wonderful exercise regime you have. Forearms burning, on fire.
Start to look like Popeye after a while doing this.
Yeah. You can feel it.
Guess I should have had the spinach for breakfast.
Would you fight me? Ah, there we go. That's right. Right, Tamer.
Just 15 minutes until opening time, and the shocks are in place. The ride is coming back together. This job has been a real thrill. And speaking of thrills,
You ready to ride this thing?
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Stand behind your work, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody's got to go.
100%.
Somebody's got to go first.
That's right.
Yeah, might as well be you and me.
That's right.
We did the work. If anybody deserves to go off the end, it's the two of us. Yeah.
we take off the baskets and prepare the ride for regular use.
Yeah, we ready to roll? Let's do it. Good. It's not often that you get to strap yourself into one of these.
That's right.
If we've done our job right, we should coast out over the edge of the building and come to a nice, smooth stop. And if we haven't,
How tight did you make those bolts? Like really tight or just kind of tight?
I guess we're about to find out the hard way.
Where's your scream, man?
Sorry, I forgot.
That's it?
We're done.
Rock solid, man.
There's plenty more high-angle rope access work to be done elsewhere, but here on top of the Stratosphere, everything's in running condition, and we can get back to the serious business of having fun. That one works.
You think that was tough? Wait till you see where we're going now. There's only one way to get to this job site, and that's on a rope.
Here on this cliffside, there's a group of guys doing work almost no one knows about, in a place even fewer people are willing to go.
We're just downriver from Niagara Falls. This fix is on a rock face, hundreds of feet off the ground. I'm joining a crew who are getting rid of loose rocks any way they can. This is the Great Gorge River Trail. Every year, thousands of sightseers hike this trail to get a view of Niagara Falls. But it's a safe bet that while they're enjoying the view, none of them are thinking about the giant boulder that might be headed right for them. Across the U.S., up to 50 people a year are killed by landslides. So we're clearing out all the loose stuff up here to make sure the trails stay safe down there.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm Riley. I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Hey, who's this?
This is Raul.
Raul. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy.
He's here to supervise the work going on site.
Right. Raul, the boss.
Today I'll be an official member of Raul's crew.
And you are?
I'm Tim Berry.
Tim, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
And you're just right underneath Raul,
Yeah, correct.
the other boss. What do you got here?
This is your tool for the day.
Okay.
Your weapon of destruction.
I'll be hacking away at whatever loose rocks I can get my hands or my crowbar on. Here's what we'll do. Attach an anchor point at the top of the cliff and rappel down the side to assess which rocks are most likely to crumble. Then we'll hammer away and send them crashing safely into the river below.
Who am I going in with?
This is Evaldis.
Voldis. How you doing? Pleasure to meet
I'll be
you.
your
Me
team
too.
leader on the project.
Okay.
So,
So I'm going over with you.
all right.
I take it this is not your first time.
No,
No.
it's not first time.
How long have you been doing this?
20 years.
20 years. Got my tool.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm gonna need this?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's something else I'm definitely gonna need. That's my cameraman. Evaldis helps me rig him to the side of the cliff.
So we're gonna get our cameraman hanging out in the air. That's you, buddy. We're gonna hang you out in the air like a sack of potatoes. Sorry, but it's gonna be a great shot, so.
We're heading out on a dangerous mission. Falling rocks aren't the only risk out here. Below us is an angry river. And believe me, you don't want to end up in that. There's a lot to think about as we head down the rocky ravine. I'm being careful to watch my every move. This is the last place you want to lose your footing. High on the cliffs near Niagara Falls, I've just taken a very wrong step. Not a great way to start the day, but falling, getting smashed by rocks, or starting an avalanche, all these dangers come with the job.
You could be working on that little piece, and you could bring down this whole underhanging lip right on top of yourself.
Right.
Even if falling rocks don't hit us head on, their sharp edges could slice through our ropes, and that could send any one of us plunging into the gorge below. You've got to be able to put all of that out of your mind to do a job like this, chipping away at the loose rock so they can't fall on unsuspecting hikers. I'm working with Evaldis, who's done a lot of rock clearing in his time.
You think this is gonna be loose?
Yeah, just put your wire, you'll see.
Just go on in there. Oh, look at that. Some of this is even loose by hand.
Evaldis and I use a little teamwork to pry away at some of the smaller pieces. Around here, they call these wedges pizza slices.
One slice of pizza.
These loose rocks create a high-stakes game. You pull out the wrong one at the wrong time, and the whole hillside could come crashing down.
This is definitely not work you just jump out and start doing. You shouldn't even be out here without some training.
So that's exactly what I did. A couple of weeks ago, I went back to school. Dave Nettle is a senior trainer at Scala Ropeworks. He helps break in all the new recruits.
It would be great if the human body came with connection points.
Yeah.
You could just drill a hole in your pelvic bone, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Once you're up high, it's too late to be guessing. You've got to know every strap, clip, and buckle in your arsenal.
So, Dave, these tools I've got on right here, this should be my standard set when I'm coming to work in the morning. I should look to see not just this exact set of tools, but in this position.
Yeah, consistency is one of the key ways that we maintain safety in rope access.
These guys have an industrial strength classroom that's hard to beat. The Hoover Dam. Dave's brought me out here to put me to the test. It's time for me to prove that I know the ropes.
Look at this.
Welcome to our office.
Wow. The Hoover Dam. You're not kidding around. When you go for heights, you go for heights.
Scala Managing Director Jan Holen is here to make sure I know what I'm doing.
This is a great spot to get some exposure.
What are we doing today?
We're going to start you off with a rope-to-rope transfer.
Yep.
Then this would be kind of a practical scenario where you might need to drop over the side.
For this first test, I'll have to switch from one set of ropes to another. Moving laterally like this is an essential skill for rope access work.
I understand that even though we're all having a good time, this is still an evaluation. This is a probationary period. I'm watching it carefully, making sure I do everything just right.
It's time for me to go big or go home.
Good. You look comfortable.
Here we go. Headed to work.
I think you're going to find it very fun.
Is that code for terrifying?
It's a hazard of the job. Ropes break. That's why we always use two.
Beautiful day for it.
Nice day to be hanging out.
Yep, gorgeous view, look at that.
Carefully, I navigate my way down. Now comes the tricky part. The rope-to-rope transfer is a complex maneuver. I know I'll have to do it perfectly if I'm gonna hang with these guys.
So, going for the transfer.
Again, remembering safety first.
Making sure I'm clear, coming across my chest. Not wrapping any of the other lines.
Yep, looks clean.
Now we'll find out if I've done this right. I'm about to let go of the first set of ropes.
I feel good, Dave. How do I look?
You look great, man. I'd say go ahead and just let her roll.
Here we go.
Woohoo!
That's how it's done. I've passed my first test.
You're gonna operate like this in 3 dimensions, you really start to have to look all around you. It's not just up and down, it's left and right, forward and back.
And sometimes, it's even upside down.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Hot damn! Gotta get used to that.
Who says you can't have fun at the job site?
Absolutely, right?
Coming in. Oh, nice one. Gets a little blood into the head, too, so you can think clearly.
It does. It lets a little blood out of other places so you can think clearly, too.
Next skill, climbing back up the rope to get to where I started.
Now for the fun part. 50 feet of ascending up in the Nevada desert sun, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it just turned from fun to work.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is gravity's revenge.
Yeah, you get a free ride on the way down.
Yeah.
You gotta work for the trip back up.
Yep, pay at the pump.
On a climb like this, slow and steady is the key. It's an exhausting process of climbing and clamping.
And always, take a moment to enjoy the view.
Finally, I've made it. It felt pretty good, but it's not my opinion that counts.
Dave, that was brilliant.
Nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome back aboard.
Thank you.
Excellent ascent. Nicely done.
Thank you very much, man. That was awesome. Totally smooth.
That's one big hurdle behind me. Now it's time for some on-the-job training. We're about to tackle an American icon, climbing down the face of the Hoover Dam.
We'll be cleaning up trash here at the Hoover Dam. Now, every year, about 1 million people come here to look over this edge, but none of them get to go over it.
Who wouldn't jump at the chance to do this? It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's not the most glamorous gig, but it comes with a great view.
Gentlemen, we've essentially come in here to clean up trash below the visitor center. There's quite a bit down there.
There'll be a team of us working out on the dam. And if the guy above you accidentally drops something, watch out.
It's a 500-foot drop down to the powerhouse, and 500 feet with a small rock is going to cause some damage. So
we're all going to have to be very careful. But I'm stoked. I'm about to enter a very exclusive club.
Definitely a challenging entry into quite a bit of exposure there.
Nah, it'll be beautiful. See you down there?
Yeah, we'll see you down there.
Now this section in here is actually remarkably steep. There's not a lot of chance for there to be any trash hung out here, but we're gonna head on down a little further, see if we can find some trash.
This is breathtaking. Out here on the side of the most famous dam in the US. It's a view few people have ever seen.
Yeah, was that just the dangling harness of the last guy you brought out here?
Yeah, I think it was a TV host from NBC.
The cleanup is easy. It's where we are that makes this difficult.
If you're not afraid of heights, then, you know, the complacency will kill you, so.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the next casualty, so I've got to keep my mind on the job.
Got a lot of cigarette butts. A lot of these hats. You know, I may take these back up, and I could resell them for half price on the top. See, an entrepreneur at all times.
Nice. Page out of the phone book. The G's.
The card is 2 of hearts. For my next trick, I'll be pulling a quarter out of the bushes. And for my trick after that, I'll be rappelling off the Hoover Dam. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
Busloads of people come to the dam to make wishes. So a lot of what has to be cleaned up is coins.
Nice. Who says that my work doesn't pay? Look at that. 5 cents for my troubles. That's not gonna be trash. Some of this is trash, but 5 cents, I'll take that for me. Oh, look at that, more. Oh, this job is gonna be good. Total revenue for the day up to 10 cents at this point. That's actually a little bit more than I'm used to, you know? Kind of overwhelmed with the cash. Oh man, look at this. Penny. Penny. I'm gonna be a rich man.
Soon, my trash bag is full, and so is my piggy bank. Time to call it a day.
See the top, okay?
See you soon.
Yep.
We're hauling the garbage back to the top. Me, I'm on my own.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's always the commute home after work that's the worst. Oh, at least there's no traffic.
Total cash count for the day, $3.71. Hanging out at the Hoover Dam, priceless.
There we go.
Good job.
There you go. Nice.
Oh, man. Great day.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
That's the last man off the wall. Now we celebrate.
Before we get the party started, let's check out our treasure.
Over there in Utah, anyone from Woodland Hills Fire Department, if you're missing a hat, I have it. Go ahead and give me a call.
I think Elvis wore this when he disappeared back in the day.
Actually, I think that's Gilligan's hat, as a matter of fact.
Who hasn't disappeared
This is where their three-hour tour ended up, right here.
Yep.
Ponytail is just like the
Oh,
thing in there.
yeah.
There we go.
That's actually a good looking hat on you.
Yeah? How's it looking?
That's it. You look good with curls.
World's worst hairdos. My new show.
That's right.
All of that was just the test to get my certification. Back here at Niagara Falls, we're keeping hikers safe by breaking off the loose rocks before they fall.
Elder, watch yourself. I got a big lip right here. It's gonna come down.
All right.
This fix is the real thing. Dirty and dangerous. Instead of the smooth concrete of Hoover Dam, we're hanging over an unstable, overgrown cliffside.
Oh, look at that. Wild rose. It's important as you go through the road of life to stop and smell the roses.
Take a look around. It's a rough job, but we're doing it in one of the most beautiful places in the world. Still, you can never forget how dangerous this is. Not far away, Brian Prokopa, another member of the team, is chipping away at rocks, when suddenly, he gets caught between a rock and a hard place. This is tough work. If you get hurt out on these cliffs, the doctor's not coming to you. Brian just got bowled over by a huge rock. Luckily, he's made it back to the top and he's gonna be okay. But who knows what could happen next time.
That's what happens when you play with rocks that are bigger than you.
Now that we've removed what we can by hand, it's time to dig a little deeper. It's a good thing I'm carrying a 60-pound crowbar.
Couldn't help but noticing that my crowbar seems to be a lot heavier than everybody else's crowbar.
It's special for you.
Special for me, right?
In the middle of breaking off all these loose rocks, I'm also grabbing a few shots that the cameraman can't get.
WTF, where cinematography is a team effort.
To make this cliffside really safe, you've got to tap into all your senses.
Use your eyes first. You can see where the cracks are, see where the overhangs, see what's about to fall down. And use your hands and your feet, kicking, clawing, smack it with the crowbar, but you can also use your ears. So you can hit something, it's got a nice solid sound to it. Hit something else, might sound a little looser, right?
After half a day of hard work, we've cleared out one area of cliff face. There's still a lot more to go.
That's the end of this cliff. At least that small section is safe. Those guys are headed back up. Oh man, it is not easy work, but it's pretty fun work. We head up now and reset for the next section? Yes. Okay. Thank you, huh? It's fun work. I like this.
My first shift is over, and back up top, I've got a bone to pick with Tim.
I couldn't help but notice when I got down there that I seem to be the only guy working a 60-pound bar.
You are the new guy. We got to break you in somehow. You learn the hard way, and then the easy way will be that much sweeter when you get there.
That thing. I'm gonna name you Brutus. I christened this crowbar Brutus. I'll never use another.
For the next shift, Tim pairs me up with Remy Martin, another greenhorn on the team.
Remy?
Yes, sir. Look at that. That is some loosey-goosey business.
Yes, sir. Just careful of things falling on you.
So this
Good.
job site, this is your first one? Get out, I had no idea, man.
Just kind of jumped right into it. It's fun. This is a 1 in 1,000 job. Great view, good people, lots of rock.
There's a fair bit of rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you a climber before this?
Not so much.
No.
No.
I'm just curious. No, because a lot of people get into this, I mean, they come from the climbing world and they think, oh, that's a blast. Those guys just get to play all day long.
I kind of like the heights, so here I am.
It does have its fun moments, punctuated with other moments of extreme terror, but there's some fun involved. You ever think about the people that walk this trail?
I guess every time we chip a rock out, that's why we're here.
You think any of them are ever going to have an idea that you were up here?
No clue, probably.
Yeah. And in this situation here, dangling by a rope, hundreds of feet off the ground underneath a shaky overhang of rock, this is not a justified fear here?
No, because we're not going anywhere until you get all these rocks off.
We're not just swinging heavy bars while hanging off of ropes high over a raging river. We're doing all of it in a place surrounded by something else you definitely want to avoid: poison ivy. Chris Erickson shows me how to pick it out.
Poison ivy. The guys keep talking about it. It's all around here. Can you help me identify it?
Yep, you know what? It's all over here, and here you go. Here's some right in here. This is more of the viney type. It's all nestled up in here. Not this stuff, but that stuff. So you got
not
that,
the green stuff, but the green stuff.
Not the green stuff, but the green stuff.
Okay, so to recap what we've learned.
That's not poison ivy. That's not poison ivy. That's poison ivy. Got it? And somewhere out in all that green, there's a whole lot more of it.
Back at the cliff, the crew has found a huge chunk of rock with no support. If this puppy breaks loose, it'll be big trouble. We've got to do something about it before it ruins someone's day.
We've cleaned it out a bit, mucked out some of the dirt, and we're going to try to get our crowbars in there and see if we can't just push it over the edge and send it on down to the bottom.
Remy, Evaldus, and I will all team up to handle this monster.
But this is by far the biggest piece I've ever sent. I mean, this is a pretty big piece.
This is big. We've been close to this large, but this is side of a van. Right here.
It's a beast. All right.
Wait a minute. We're trying to break off the rock that we're all standing on. What's wrong with this picture? All I can say is the lines we're tethered to had better hold.
You can start from the top and then nothing happens. I'm gonna try to find the best spot.
It's a battle of man versus nature. And so far, nature is winning. It's time to call in some mechanical muscle. In this case, a hydraulic ram.
It's good to cheat a little.
And that would be using the hydraulic ram.
Correct.
Just a little hydraulic muscle to help push away.
Yeah.
And what do you want me to do, hold that jack in place?
Yeah, we'll find a good purchase for it and start pumping it. And once we get a little tension, we'll get you out of there.
We better be ready. If this ram works and the rock goes, it'll shake things up.
All right, Remy, you want to take a look at this placement? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, just find your best spot. And
ram's coming in at a little bit of an angle.
It takes a second to build.
She's leaking, brother.
Oh, yeah, no pressure, huh?
Well, you're getting a bit of pressure, but there's some pretty serious fluid leak down here. Think we blew a seal? Let's just pull it out real quick. Read that?
Oh, yeah. That's the boss's fault.
When the tool goes bad, it's always boss's fault.
Oh, yeah. He provides the tools.
It looks like we struck out. Again. Time for plan C. It's all hands on deck. We're gonna try once more, this time with as much muscle as we can get.
Here we go. Oh, damn.
We're using everything and everyone we've got.
Oh, yeah. There she comes.
But the rock has barely budged. It's time for plan D, explosives.
Yeah, we'll call the blasting crew over here, huh?
Sure. Crack it into smaller pieces and try to break out the pieces one by one.
Yeah.
I wanted to see this thing go, man.
It was so close.
Since we can't get it by hand, the blasting crew will have to take care of this rock. This job's gonna end with a bang. Work in Niagara Falls has come to a standstill while we wait for the blasting crew to arrive. But not all rope access work is down and dirty. Some of it is as high-tech as it gets.
This is New York's Finger Lakes region, where wind power is big business. Now to keep that business running smoothly, if one of these turbines breaks down, it needs to be fixed as soon as possible and by any means necessary.
Every turbine that's spinning is making electricity, and every turbine that's not is burning money. Now, when a turbine breaks down, there's a lot of different ways to get it repaired. But the fastest is on a rope.
There's a hairline crack in one of the blades. Over time, it'll grow, eventually destroying the whole blade, which will be expensive and dangerous. So we've got to get it fixed.
We need to get it patched up and back online quickly. And it's a job that's custom made for rope access.
Kevin Thompson is the lead man on our crew. He's climbed more turbines than Superman has leapt tall buildings.
Have you ever been up this turbine before?
Not this one.
This one? Yeah.
But many.
And then there's Ryan, the newbie.
Are these guys okay with the rookies?
I think so.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, because, you know, now you're no longer the rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
even you have someone to kick around.
Here's what we're going to do. First, we'll descend from the top of the turbine. While dangling there, we'll sand down the outer finish to expose the fiberglass underneath. Then we'll reinforce the crack with a patch, paint over it, and put the turbine back to work. The first step is getting everything on the ground up to the top.
Is that all that needs to go?
No one knows exactly what to expect, so we're taking everything we could possibly need. And that adds up to a whole lot of equipment.
You get all the way out there, find you're missing one tool. It's not easy to go back and get it.
Yeah. Kevin's up top grabbing the bags, and I'm guiding them through the middle. If we're not careful, we could damage the hoist or shear off one of the bags. We'll stay out from underneath to ensure nobody gets crushed, if the climb doesn't kill me first.
Thankful for these landings. We have to stop at each one, walk over to the hatch, make sure the load that we're hauling up clears the hatch. Once it's cleared, we continue up. That load's just cleared, so I'm headed up to the next level.
It's slow and tedious.
My bag coming up.
Finally, all the gear's up top. Now we're ready to get to work.
Right, Jans, we're here at work. What's the first order of business?
Well, first we're going to need to lock the rotor out. So Kevin here's going to lock the rotor out, and we're going to lock it so that the blade that we're working on is pointed straight down.
The easiest way to get to a blade is to rappel down it. So we need to make sure that the one we want to work on is directly underneath us. If it's not, we'll have to move it.
What do you got?
Right, so we got the blade. The blade that we want to work on is straight up in the air. So of course, we have to move it 180 degrees.
The blade we want is the one that's completely the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Moving the blade would be easy if we had a strong enough breeze to turn it. Right now, there's nothing, not even a puff. This job might be over before it started. So now what?
Good old manual labor.
Ah, my favorite type of labor. Here we go.
We pitch the blades to catch whatever wind there is and cross our fingers.
So now I'm trying to look and see. This is the high-speed shaft coming out of the gearbox here.
I got it right here. You're not moving at all.
Not moving.
Nothing. Want me to get out there and blow? This is the back end of the gearbox right here. If we were getting any wind at all, with the blades pitched the way they are, we'd be seeing some rotation. We'd be seeing this shaft turn right here, and it is just completely still.
Good news. Around here, the weather can change in a heartbeat. And just when it seems like we might have to pack up and go home.
Okay, we've got movement.
Oh, look at that. Check out the shaft right here. It's just barely turning. The rotor slowly rotating around.
Yeah, we're really close.
Thanks to a little nudge from Mother Nature, we've almost got the blade in place.
Okay, slowing it down. Okay, stop. Yeehaw.
At last, the blade is in position to fix. And here's the guy who's gonna show me how it's done.
Good.
Are you Patrick?
I am Patrick.
You're the famous blade repairer Jan's been telling me about.
I don't know about famous. Blade repair.
Patrick Murphy started as a climber. Now he's turned a pastime into a profession. These days, he travels all over the world, putting his climbing skills to work on turbines like this.
And somewhere down there's a crack waiting for us?
Yep.
I'm heading over. I'll see you down here.
Next stop, the turbine blade.
Okay. Patrick, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Line coming at you.
Got it.
All right, this is where we let go and we go for a ride. Coming in?
Yeah, baby.
Beauty. There we go. Cinch myself up and we'll go to work.
Makes the job fun.
Yeah, you know, you gotta enjoy yourself somehow.
The crack we're working on is about 1/3 of the way down the blade.
All right. So this is our crack right here. This is what we're going for.
Yeah, look at that. That's all it takes, huh, to be a danger to the whole blade.
Yep. So this crack is actually in the bond line where the shells come together.
Gotcha.
That's a major structural component of the blade, and we want to make sure that the crack doesn't spread. So the only way to do that is to basically put a Band-Aid on.
Laying up fiberglass isn't that tough, but take a look at where we're doing it. It's the location and the weather that make this a tough fix. And now the wind is howling.
There we go. Just as an added side note, this is exactly the kind of job that makes our sound guy really happy. I'm about 200 feet in the air, dangling from a line, in the middle of an extreme windstorm, talking through a mask.
Strong winds aren't our only problem. A storm seems to be moving in. And if it does, this is the last place you'd want to be. Fully exposed, hanging a long way off the ground. Patrick Murphy isn't going to let a little wind stop us. For him, the turbine job is a go. He shows me how to gently sand away the outer coat. Up here, it takes a cool head and a light touch. Now it's my turn.
I gotcha. So you want to give it a shot? I do. You try not to take away too much material. It's just trying to take off the gel coat, but we don't want to grind too deep down into the fiberglass.
Does this look awkward? That's because it is. I'm at the mercy of the wind with nothing to keep me steady and nowhere to plant my feet.
Well, the wind is,
It's not doing us any favors.
It's not doing us any favors at all, man. It's picking up. We're getting heavier by the minute, so I suggest we, push on with this, huh?
That's exactly right.
After we finish sanding, Patrick and I send down a template that's the exact size of the patch we'll need. Ryan cuts out the patch, while Patrick starts to brush on the mixture of catalyst and resin that will hold it in place.
Now, there's another funky bit to what we're doing right now. Because of the nature of a catalyst and a resin, once we've mixed the two, we're under the gun to get it done, right?
Yep, exactly.
How long do you have?
You got maybe 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Try not to drip all over yourself, too. Or your cameraman.
Yeah, you can drip all over me. Try not to drip on the camera.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Too late.
I got slimed. I totally got slimed.
Watching Patrick work, it's clear this is not his first rodeo. He sets the patch, then sands and buffs again in preparation for the finishing touch, the gel coat. As soon as this dries, the blade will be fixed.
All right, Patrick, that looks good to me. Well, you're the expert. We good to go?
It's good to go.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. Let them turn this thing back on, huh?
Sounds good.
Okay.
At last, we're headed back to solid ground.
All right. Good work.
Solid work, Patrick.
Good job, man. You did a good job up there.
Thank you very much. How'd it go for you?
It was great.
Yeah?
Turned out to be a good lamination, clean patch.
Right.
I think it'll hold.
With the blade patched, the turbine is back in working condition. All that's left to do is fire it up. In Niagara Falls, the blasting crew is almost ready to take care of that stubborn slab of rock. I've got just enough time to do a little sightseeing. This is the Maid of the Mist. It cruises past the American Falls into the basin of the Canadian Horseshoe Falls. This is what the tourists come to see.
Hey, Captain. You got a minute?
Sure do.
Good.
Captain Rod McDonald has been thrilling people with an up-close view of the falls for 20 years.
Look at them.
Oh, yes.
They love it.
Yeah.
Do people always get excited when you come up around the corner? Actually?
Yes, they do, actually, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they scream going in and they scream coming out. Yeah, they're having a great time. That's the great thing about this job is these people are on vacation and we can help and do anything we can to help make their vacation more memorable and enjoy it. And that takes a lot of, for us, a lot of satisfaction we get out of that, yeah.
But this is no joyride for the men behind the wheel. You have to keep a close eye on the navigational gauges, the shifting currents, and the landmarks on either side of the falls.
Yeah, it's just a fun ride for most people. You guys probably have a little bit different perspective of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not enjoying the sights. You know, we're too busy focusing on other things, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think the people out there have any idea how much experience and knowledge it takes to just make this one little quick run?
I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah.
Of course, not everyone experiences the beauty of the falls from the safety of a boat.
Anybody gone over to Barrel recently? They don't all make it, I heard.
Well, actually, nowadays the barrels are so high-tech that it's not much to it anymore.
High-tech barrels or not, I like the view from right here.
We a dock?
We're here.
Good to go. Captain?
Thanks, nice to meet you.
Captain? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Take care, guys. Thanks for the ride.
Back up on the cliffs, we're tackling a huge rock that just won't budge. We've tried everything. Now we're ready to blow it up.
Hey fellas, how we doing?
How's it going, Riley?
Good, man. You are?
Brian.
Brian, pleasure to meet you.
Billy.
Billy.
It's me, man.
So I heard you guys are playing with some toys over here.
That's one way of putting it.
Brian Procopa and Billy Dyer are the heavy hitters of this crew. They're gonna blow this rock up before it can become a problem for anyone.
So eventually you're hoping to take off this whole nose of rock that I'm standing on.
Everything's 6 feet down.
To cut this rock down to size, we'll be exploding it from the inside out. First, we'll drill into it. Then we'll fill that hole with a special gel and add 3 explosive charges. When the charges go off, they'll create intense pressure radiating out from the center, and that pressure should split the rock apart. Let's get started. First, Billy puts me to work using this high-powered drill.
A little safety on there so we can't lose the bit.
Yeah, man.
You got air? Okay, so
whenever you're ready.
There's just one problem. I'm about to start drilling into the very rock that's supporting me. If I open up a hidden crack, we could find ourselves standing on some not-so-solid ground.
You ever think about that?
A few times. We'll try not to.
Right.
If it did crack, that's what these are for.
Yeah, I guess anything can happen, right?
Yeah, man.
There's only one way to find out. We drill our hole, and we're still standing.
Choose right through there, huh?
That's fun.
For you, maybe.
Easiest tool I ever drilled.
Really?
All right.
Now we'll need enough firepower to blow away a huge chunk of the cliffside. And amazingly, the guys are going to have the rookie put in the charges. Namely, me. Any minute now, the hills around Niagara Falls will be echoing with the sound of a massive blast.
How do we get from a hole in the rock to blasting?
Simple. We're gonna fill the hole. Normally we use water. Sometimes it leaks through the crack. We have to make a jelly. Jelly plugs up the holes a little bit better.
So, that's the goop, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's transparent water-flavored Jell-O. Mm-hmm. We're using it to blow up rocks.
If we actually ran out, we'd just use Jell-O, strawberry flavored preferably.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you could snack while you're working, which is always an advantage. What first?
Basically, what we're gonna do is lay a small bed of jelly in the bottom to drop the main charge in. That's gonna be the 30 right here, this big boy. Okay. Then we're gonna add another 15 about a foot up from that into another bed of jelly. This is a detonator charge. This is gonna actually go into the unit. This little extra one is just for extra, good measure today.
A little kick.
Yeah, and then this is the booster charge that actually comes out of the unit itself.
Right now, I'm holding enough firepower to blow apart a rock the size of a van. It's nerve-wracking, but Brian's not even breaking a sweat.
So this is an explosive?
Essentially.
And I'm gonna drop it in the hole?
Yes, you are.
And it's not gonna go off when I drop it in the hole?
Nope. You can throw these things in fireplaces and whatnot, nothing happens.
You can throw these things in fireplaces if you want. I'm going to avoid that.
We slide the explosives into the hole. Now it's time to add the detonator.
What's going on with this thing?
Okay. This is the gas port I was telling you about. That's where that initial charge is going to come out of.
Yep.
Once the pressure from the gas port ignites the first charge, look out.
Drop it in all the way?
Yep.
Until the bottom's out. Guess there's nothing left to it but to do it. Here we go. Straight up on top?
Sure.
We'll soon be setting off an unstoppable chain reaction. But first, we have to find somewhere safe to detonate it from.
So where do you want to pull from? We got the cord running out over there?
Yeah. Good vantage point and good straight pull from there.
Right. You think it's going to blow that piece off?
I think it's probably going to land in Canada somewhere.
Did you put a bit in there?
I'm not saying. I refuse to incriminate myself.
Yeah.
It's ready.
Your little evil cackle tells me all I need to know. There's enough in there. Fair enough. Let's get the heck out of here and blow that rock up.
Here we go. There is a big chunk of rock down there. If this doesn't work, we're out of options.
All clear. Charge is loaded. Stand by. Here we go.
Fire in the hole as loud as you can.
I will. We're gonna send this rock off the cliff, man. I'm done with this thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire in the hole!
Bye-bye.
Dude, nice work, man.
Excellent.
Not too loud, no explosion, just a percussive hit, and just that whole piece of rock just let go, pushed out into space. So how soon can we go in and see how we did?
Right now?
Let's
go
go.
check it out. I'm dying to find out.
Let's go see.
No one knows how much damage the blast has done to the cliff. We'll have to watch our step.
There's a huge chunk of rock right here that's just been completely blown out. It's been pushed right out into space and fallen down. What's left behind is a lot of fractured, cracked up little stuff that we can just bust out with our bars.
A little more manual labor, and we kick off the last of the monster.
There she goes. Huge splash! That is the ticket right there. That's how to get a rock off a cliff. Beautiful work. Look at the radiating ripples out there in the river. It's not easy work. And the biggest trick is making sure the only thing that goes over the edge is the rocks.
This fix is almost finished. The crew clears out a few more big boulders and a handful of smaller ones. Finally, we're ready to reopen the trail.
Tim, thank you very much, man.
Appreciate the help.
You got a great group of guys.
Yeah, it's the best part of my job right here.
Yeah.
It's the guys around us. Absolutely.
I've learned a lot. I got a real taste of what their jobs are like and had a blast working with the rope access guys. From kicking loose boulders near Niagara Falls to working on wind turbines. From picking up trash on the Hoover Dam to fixing rides in Vegas. These guys do the jobs that few people would dare to try. They're highly focused, highly trained, and ready for anything. And if they ever need a hand again, I hope they give me a call.
Take the wrinkle out of my socks. I don't want to look like a Shar-Pei.
As a new guy on the job, you always get the lowest totem pole position.
Dream come true. Good job.
Eric Cochran, ladies and gentlemen. Living the dream.